B-1 bomber. When the new Congress begins work in January, it will be fighting about the plane. Given the pressure to spend less money overall on defense, the Pentagon needs the most sophisticated weapons available in order to compensate for a smaller number of troops. ABC's John McWethy on whether the B-1 is up to the job.
No other bomber in the Air Force can carry a larger payload, and no other heavy bomber has such speed. With its wings swept back, the B-1 can travel at nearly the speed of sound, 200 feet off the ground, following terrain like a fighter.
We can go in there and travel 9 miles a minute, get in and out, and actually I've had fighters tell me to slow down. You know, you need to slow down so we can protect you because you're running away from us.
So with this kind of capability, why has the B-1 been in such trouble since it joined the force in the mid-1980s? First, it was expensive, a record $300 million a plane. Even so, the Air Force bought nearly 100 of them. And then the B-1 did not work very well. Persistent problems, mostly with the engines, kept it out of the Persian Gulf War and in political hot water on Capitol Hill.
It's a huge investment that has been seriously mishandled by the military.
Congress was so skeptical that it put the B-1 on trial. In a 6-month test that ends this month, the airplane had to prove that it could fly 75% of the time without breaking down. It has far exceeded Congress's demand by being ready for combat 85% of the time. The Air Force says the B-1 bomber has now turned a corner, that crippling mechanical problems that have kept it out of combat are now a thing of the past. But that's not the end of the story. Now Congress must decide if it will spend still more to make the B-1 a fully capable conventional bomber. It is no longer needed as a nuclear bomber. All the B-1 can do today is drop one kind of explosive, 500-pound gravity bombs, and it cannot be done from a safe distance.
Right now, we're one of the few aircraft that has to fly over the target, and it's a major limitation.
So now, for $3 billion, the Air Force wants to upgrade the B-1, give it new electronics to jam enemy radar, and a variety of smart bombs that can be fired accurately from miles away.
If we get more weapons on the airplane, more different types of weapons, it could be a very capable airplane and can fit into any theater or any role.
But the B-1 has serious competition from the airplane that was supposed to replace it, the revolutionary B-2 stealth bomber that is nearly invisible to enemy radar. As passionate as the Air Force may be about the B-2, this plane now has problems too. It is even more expensive, a staggering $2 billion a copy, and the Pentagon can only afford to buy 20. For little more than the price of one B-2 stealth, all 95 B-1s that already exist can be upgraded into world-class bombers that can carry the U.S. well into the next century. The B-1, which has already cost $30 billion and has never been a great favorite of the Air Force, is now becoming a favorite out of necessity. It's all they have. John McWethy, ABC News, Ellsworth Air Force Base, South Dakota.
Position 187 have officially begun an effort to remove the president of the Los Angeles School Board. Martin Swanson came under fire at a meeting this week for spearheading a lawsuit against the measure. Although Prop 187 is tied up in court, those who oppose it say it's already having a serious impact. Here's ABC's Brian Rooney.
Most days, this waiting room in an East Los Angeles clinic would be full of people. About a third of the 1,000 patients are illegal immigrants. But since the passage of Proposition 187,